And welcome back to Europa with me, 54 Bear, where we're doing a brutal start on Europa. Okay, it's day 39. A few days have passed since I last posted anything. Haven't done anything of any real significance other than building a trading platform, which is out there. You can't see it through this jumble of stuff. We will visit that shortly. I have the chips up here for the solar tracking. Not certain if I mentioned, but I probably should. And this is specifically for people who are new to the game and maybe not quite so familiar with chips. But it's broken down into two things here. These two deal with the horizontal, these deal with the vertical. If you didn't want to worry about reading this, doing a math process on it, and then using the output, at least on Europa, you can get away with just using a logic reader to read the horizontal of the day sensor, and then writing that value out to the solar panels. Then you just go up onto the roof and manually set the elevation to about 50 degrees. And that will get you fairly reasonable amounts of power, and you don't have to worry about these chips down here. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that. First exercise today is we are going to put an alarm on this puppy. Now, we just had a storm, so I don't think we're likely to get one in the near future. It is all connected. The power is on the other side. This is the data output. It's connected into the same base power network, so I can just slap some more chips on the ceiling, which is exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to need a couple of logic IOs, and I'm also going to need some kind of warning thing. Now it can be a klaxon, in which case you can play a sound, but I prefer a light, just because it's less obtrusive and easier to manage. Well, not easier to manage, but it helps if you can spell. We'll go with a flashing light. I just find lights somewhat easier. Actually, I'll do two, just to illustrate the point. A base this size, you really only need one, but that's fine. Okay, so we will put it up here. I will put a logic reader, and I will put a batch writer. That's all I need. Now I have loads and loads of cable. So 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Right, so right now everything is connected to everything else. So anything whenever you start scrolling through things, you're going to be getting everything that's connected to the network. Now because I'm going to be I want to read this. Actually, you know what I can do? I can simplify the wiring a little and just do that. That way this batch writer can only see this logic reader, in which case I don't need to do the labeling. Okay, so this I want to read the weather station. Which will be right at the end, I guess. There it is. Now the variable I want to read is the one that looks at the time until the next storm, which is this one, next weather event time. Now at the moment that's 0 because it hasn't actually connected anything. Then what we actually, before I can even do this one, I need to put up the warning light. So let me do that. There they are. So I shall put one Actually, I can put it in the airlock. That way when I'm in the base I can see it, and when I'm outside of the base I can see it. Now I'll just put it right in the middle there. Okay, and just for chits and giggles we'll put one at this end as well. Okay, now I will connect both of those. I drop that. Oop. Did that go all the way through? Yes, it did. Alright, so I now have two flashing lights. I can turn them on and off individually, but I want to use the code, or use the chips. So, this is reading the next weather event time. It returns a value from 0 being I can't find a storm, to a large number which is a countdown. And as it approaches 0, then the storm will hit. Okay, so input is the only thing it can be, is this logic reader. It's the only thing it sees. Output type, I want it to be the flashing light. Now these are all, oh, there we go, flashing light, and it will be on. Now when this, or when the weather station detects that a storm is coming, it will give you a countdown in seconds. Typically it could be like 500, 318, you know, something like that. And this number will this reader will get that value. This then just takes that value, and one of the weird things with the way these things work, 0 is off, 1 is on, 1.1 is on, 2 is on, 3 is on, 4 is on, 912 is on. So any number that is not a 0 is a 1. So even if it returned like 0.25, it's not 0, it would be 1, it would turn the lights on, or turn the flashing warning lights on. And that is really all there is. Now if you wanted to get really fancy, and I will get really fancy, I will get another logic I/O, and I will also get a console. Just the one, please. Right, now I can put a actually it's just a logic writer, that's what I need. Now I'm trying to think where I want to put this, because I want to put up a display that will give me a countdown, and the LED displays that you get from the console, let's see, you go through the monitors, then you get these little LED things. I don't really want to put it on the ceiling. I mean, you can do, but then you really have to stand under it to look at it. And I mean, somewhere like that makes more sense. So, and unfortunately, if I mount it upside down, the numbers are upside down. It doesn't auto rotate in the same way that the other things do. Now, I could put it up there, but then I've got a very limited view of it. So I think I will put it up there. Now the writer that writes to it, I could put right here so that that can only see one thing, but yeah, I may as well put it up here as I have room. So another logic writer. Now we'll have to tweak the wiring a little, because I want this logic writer to take this value and display it on this LED. So if you didn't want to deal with all of the different pin selections, or if you don't have a labeler, disconnect that, disconnect that, and then actually, and we'll just wire it in silly fashion. Gets a little bit awkward, but you can do it like so. And now this logic writer can only see that reader. Of course, this thing's not working at the moment, but that's okay. Right, so we will connect the rest of these. That one like that. That one like that. Okay. So, yeah, we want to take the value, or the only thing we can see is that logic reader. Now we want to output to, oh, that has to be connected. Duh. Yeah, I might as well take it from here. Trying to think if I'm likely to want to expand this. I don't think so. I think 6 grow bays for a starter base is fine. Okay, so we will turn it on. Get rid of that. Get our trusty screwdriver. So we're reading that logic reader over there. We want to output to, what is it, LED small, I think. LED display small, and we want to output setting. Now at the moment it's not going to show anything because the storm hasn't come in. So now that that's done, we don't need to have this silly wiring anymore. Oop. You have to be very careful when you're pulling stuff off. Now this one, we're now in a situation where this has to be seen by everything else, as does this. Alright, so now all the chips are happy, they're all green, that's a good thing, and everything will work. In order to test it, I could get that, I'd have to get this logic reader to read something else that returned a numeric value, but if I can channel my inner politician, trust me, it will work. Okay, let's see how our spuds are doing. Ooh, only 1 potato. Well, that one I don't want seeding. That is going to be food. So add it to the stack. 2 potato, 2 potato, 2 potato, 2 and 2. Alright, so rather than replant anything, I should just let these 5 go to seed. Collect the seeds. I'm not in any super hurry for food. I have 23%, I think it says, of a baked potato, and I have now 2 potatoes that I can cook. Completely out of the chewy bars, of course. Have 1 spare water bottle there. I printed up some smart canisters because I figure while I'm out and about I will benefit from being able to be out longer. I really should put a suit storage thing together just to make it a little bit more convenient, but there's other things I want to do first, like the trading. I mentioned that we have a trading platform. We'll head outside and have a quick look and see where we are. Okay, let's turn the light on. Right, anything else I need to take outside? Let's just check and make certain my filters are okay. And I could do with closing or venting that. Power, we're okay. Right, out into the great outdoors we go. Nothing else I can think of that I need to take outside. Incidentally, what I plan on doing, either as part of this playthrough or this brutal start, or more likely as a separate thing, I'll be doing a few, or selecting a few of the base or basic tasks you normally want to do around your base. Things like pressure control, temperature control, maybe even atmosphere composition control, generator control, like to keep your batteries charged, and a few other things, and do, show how I achieve those using chips, and then how I convert that into MIPS for those who are curious about learning it. Okay, so we have a small 3x3, the small satellite dish, and no vending machine. It's all controlled by this, so I can turn it all on and off easily. Let's see, Stellar Systems Store. Now that doesn't look like a C trader. A C trader is what I really want. But okay, let's see if we can cool this guy down. Because the approach should be from here. They only work with the north, south, east, west approaches, so you want to make certain that they're not coming through mountains. For the small traders, it's not an issue. They come in from fairly high. But if you ever want to build a runway and stuff, you're either going to have to excavate a lot of mountains, or you're going to have to relocate. So if I wanted to bring in like traders from over here, I'd probably have to put the runway in this direction. And then they take off and leave. Like, they'll come in this way and then leave that way, opposite to the way that real airplanes do. But I've never built one. Right, 72 degrees, so let's go 40 around that way. I'm not a huge fan of trading. I mean, I can see why it's in the game, and yes, it is kind of interesting, but yeah, I preferred the first iteration of it. It was a lot easier. You didn't have these green bars. Just as soon as the satellite dish stopped moving, it told you what the signal strength was. It didn't have to analyze anything. Right, I think that went too far, so we will come back this way, and we will try coming down like that. I mean, there are programs on the on Steam, well, the workshop. They are, I guess, very good, but I really don't use them. Okay, so 8 seconds, that'll do. And we'll get a nighttime landing. You don't have to have this stuff like super close together. It's just I wanted to, and there he is. Yeah, I just wanted to slap it down literally, just to get it done so I can get some more seeds, because I desperately want to get soybeans. I did use the medical pill because I was fed up with my lungs showing up as red. So I will need to either get another medical pill or more likely just some ferns. Right, so there really isn't anything that I would want to buy from these people, but I can sell them things because I only have $200. Consumables package, 2 duct tapes, 2 filters and some plastic sheets, and that would be $145. Yeah, I could do that. That's quite easy. So for the moment, I will just close that and turn it off. And this trader is now trapped here. He can't leave. And he'll be standing there even through the storms, which is kind of fun. Okay, the next thing once we get the seeds that we need, then it's time to start thinking about larger greenhouses. But before we get to that, there are still a few toys I want to get, namely the hard suit and some other bits and bobs that require the advanced furnace. So we will need an advanced furnace. Not certain if I'm going to go quite so heavy into it as I have in previous episodes, where it tended to be a bit of a labour of love. I'd spend, I don't know the number, but let's say 20 hours building it, and then half an hour using it, make a bunch of alloys, and then it just sits there idle, doesn't get used for anything other than basic smelting, which you could do in this one. So I really don't know if I want to go super deep into it. I will make another solar panel and enclose them. That is relatively simple and straightforward to do. There's no reason to film that. I might even expand the number of solar panels. I might even put them up here, just to be different. I did actually consider, because in the evening time, the sun sets almost directly west. It actually sets further west than I remembered. So it's only the solar panel at one end that actually gets the benefit. I'm kind of thinking that it might work out better if the panels were at right angles to this. I don't know. Maybe I'll have an L shape, maybe a star shape. I don't know. We'll play around with some different designs. Anyway, that's for next time. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. It's a delight to hear from you, and I'll do what I can to provide good information. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. 54 Bear out.